Viewers, we are beginning with a very, very important story tonight. It's an exclusive that has been reported by one of our editors, Manoj Gupta. Viewers, this is the story of a secret, silent insurgency being waged using the cover of the law. Yes, viewers, the cover of the law. So within the ambit of the law, against India's demographic heritage, against its Hindu heritage. Months after the arrest of Changur Baba, the Thane police in Maharashtra have arrested James Watson, the son of a retired US Navy official in Bhiwandi, Maharashtra, for allegedly conducting religious conversions, including baptisms. Both Changur Baba, you can see the visuals on the right, and Watson have allegedly employed strikingly similar modus operandi. James Watson is the son of a retired US Navy official, allegedly into religious conversions through baptism. He was arrested, his iPhone is locked, limited police remand is preventing these individuals from cracking open the conspiracy. Jamaluddin, alias Changur, is a nomadic trinket, gemstone and amulet seller. But he reinvented himself as a self-styled Peer Baba, ran a sophisticated multi-state operation engaged in religious conversions. He was arrested. The ED then flagged suspicious financial transactions exceeding 100 crores, routed through Dubai, Pakistan and Canada. Intelligence agencies are viewing the case with concern, warning that missionary fronts may be used not only for conversions, but also as tools for soft influence and intelligence gathering. According to sources, such operations exploit vulnerable rural and tribal populations under the guise of social welfare, education, healthcare, and miracle healing. Systematic conversions in sensitive areas have the potential to alter local political and voting patterns, particularly in border and communally sensitive districts. And once you do that, viewers, then you can capture the state. The exploitation of vulnerable rural tribal populations under the guise of charity and social welfare. These are some of the main findings which are being flagged up by the agencies that are investigating. And I'm talking about now a very systematic conversion racket that could alter local political and voting patterns. Structured foreign network, misuse of tourist business or volunteer visas. They come in, viewers, pretending to be all sorts of things, but end up in far-flung districts, preying on the most vulnerable. Officials have noted, investigators have noted that these networks often misuse business, tourist or volunteer visas to maintain plausible deniability. Past investigations indicate funding and organizational support through Hawala channels and foreign sources from the US, Canada, Dubai. I've told you, viewers, all these organizations, quite a few of them, operate on the dark web and they groom via the dark web. Between 2018 and 2025, India recorded over 320 instances of foreign nationals misusing visas for religious purposes. Intelligence sources also highlight the rapid growth of Christianity in Punjab, with an increasing number of churches and pastors citing the Masi community's baptism practices. Viewers, the facts are there and they are being unearthed. This alarming special report, as I told you, filed by Manoj Gupta, raises very, very disturbing questions. The time has come to ask the uncomfortable questions. If minority faiths profess the desire to live in harmony with majority community, with Hindus, why do they hold on to the desire to convert them? Isn't the need to convert propelled by a superior and exclusivist instinct, which is harmful to peaceful coexistence? Is Article 25, which gives unfettered freedom to practice and propagate one's faith, being misused to carry out a Hindu erosion? If Hinduism isn't a proselytizing religion, should other faiths voluntarily concede their right to propagate and preach their faith? Most importantly, with an eye towards converting. Let's open this up. Let's have an honest debate. And viewers, in just a few moments, we're also going to move on to another very significant debate about the massive controversy in the Supreme Court. So I'll come to that, but I just want to ask a few questions, and these questions I want to put today and begin with noted analyst Monojit Mondol. Now, Mr. Mondol, we've seen the impact of demographic change in border states, especially the one that you come from, Bengal, and of course Assam. Some of it is because of illegal immigration. Others is also because of conversion practices. I have all the details. The investigative agencies are tracking people, the flow of money across borders. So I want to ask you, and this is a very simple question. If minority faiths profess the desire to live in harmony with majority community, why do they hold on to the desire to convert? Can you please explain this to me? What is the need?
Mr. Shivshankar, I think that if you talk about demographic changes, especially in the border districts of Assam, I think it's not happening because of conversion. It's happening because of infiltration, and we all know that. And if we talk about anti-conversion laws, we do not have any central law, that's true. But there are constitutional provisions. Even some states have enacted these laws. So within the framework of the constitution, the conversion can be stopped.
I'm asking
if
you,
it
sir,
is due
I
to
understand that.
inducement.
Has the time come to make a constitutional intervention to limit the prescription of Article 25? Maybe people are misusing. And you talk about the fact that, look at Odisha. There was a horrible...
Yes.
Those ripples continue to be felt. There have been other crackdowns recently, as you know, in Odisha. So I'm talking about border regions. Why are you in denial, first of all? Why do you need to feel so defensive about it? It's a fact.
There are not so many cases of forced conversion.
Okay,
there can be some here
How
and
do you
there.
know?
There can
What
be.
are the statistics?
I can talk about Bengal. Please give me a single report of forced conversion in Bengal. I'm talking about forced conversion, and that the forced conversion is anyway prohibited under law.
Okay.
Nobody can have forced conversion.
I don't think,
right?
Monojit Mondol, you're understanding where I'm coming from. You see,
I can understand.
If you have to have if you have to have goodwill in a community, with a community, especially the majority community, you can't continually make them feel insecure about their demographic strength. You can't constantly say, no. There is something called the kafir. We need to have people who convert to our point of view. Why do you have that?
In the border districts of India, it's happening because of infiltration.
Okay.
Not really because of conversion.
Okay. Viewers,
right?
we can...
That's what I'm saying. Okay. My limited point is that.
Sir, there is no empirical evidence that you can adduce to suggest that is not the case. We have now investigators who are talking about these problems. People are being arrested. Money is flowing across from Bangladesh. Surely, sir, it's not come. One second. It's not coming across to buy candy. Okay, let me open this.
Becoming rampant, then again I'm saying that even within the framework of the constitutional law is there to prohibit.
Okay.
Even if it is happening somewhere, I agree. It's happening here and there, 1 or 2, 3, 5.
Okay, now at least you're agreeing. Okay, let me open this up. Fair enough. Let me open this up. My question here is a slightly deeper question. Yes, the law allows it, but it's being misused now. Article 25 is being misused, viewers, and it's very difficult to catch because there's a whole ecosystem who will come out and say that, look, these are not forced conversions. We should not have bills. The state assemblies are passing, and so forth. You've seen the reaction. This is a proscription of minority rights under Article 25. This is what is said, viewers, that there is a fear psychosis that is being built.
So the reverse can also happen,
okay.
Mr. Shivshankar. The reverse can also happen.
Reverse can
happen. Not just because of my majority going to minority. The reverse can also happen because of marriages.
Okay.
Because of intercommunal marriages. The reverse can also happen.
Marriages. Yes. Okay. I mean, look at the trivialization. Anyhow, Dr. Ranganathan wants to come in. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan, let's open this up. Ishkan Bhandari will give us the legal perspective. Razak Khan is also there with us. Yes.
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, I think we need to get one clarification straight out of the way. Many in the media, especially the foreign media, taunted by the opposition, prodded by them, regularly outrage against this so-called anti-conversion laws promulgated in BJP-ruled states. These laws are not anti-conversion. These laws are anti-forced conversion. Forced conversion or conversion by means of inducement, allure, monetary, social, or health benefit, or through miracle cure inducement is clearly illegal and should be banned. The problem is not conversion or preaching. No sensible person can be against it after all. Religion is an idea, and a follower of any religion has every right to express that idea and try and convince people to come into his religion's fold. Just as I have every right to quote unquote preach science or atheism or Darwin's theory of evolution and try and convince people to leave religion and come into science's fold. So I can never be against conversion or proselytization. The issue is forced conversion, and unfortunately there is a very thin line between ethical conversion and forced conversion, and the purveyors of religion snort it with gay abandon. We have seen how millions of Sikhs have been converted in Punjab through those outlandish miracle cure rallies. The same is the case in Andhra Pradesh. The state is powerless to stop it. Number two, the issue is also not about people following different religions, Rahul, or one religion more than the other. As long as everyone loves and respects India and each other, why should it matter what religion one follows? Unfortunately, though, we live in the real world, and it does matter. The fact is, all religions are not the same. Some religions exhibit predatory, supremacist, exclusivist views and practices. And if such a religious denomination is allowed a free run, it begins dictating very fast its social practices upon others. We have seen this all too often. When the newly converted become proverbially more Catholic than the Pope, they begin to espouse values that are not in consonance with Indian values of love and tolerance for everyone and every religious belief. As soon as demography allows it, the balance tilts. We have seen this in the Kashmir Valley, how ethnic cleansing of Hindus transpired, how cinema halls were banned, how women were targeted for what they wore, how homosexuals were persecuted, how Sharia was given prominence over constitution. Finally, 30 seconds, 3. Love jihad. I'm sorry, but it's a reality. Look, impersonating someone's religion for the purposes of entrapping a woman or coercing her to change her religion for the purpose of marriage or of living a peaceful married life are criminal offenses. The means do not justify the end, where the end is an interfaith marriage, which by itself is a wonderful thing. Now, do these offenses happen? The answer is an emphatic yes, by the hundreds. Look, in any case, why Rahul blamed the BJP when it was originally the Congress in the 1960s that brought the first anti-forced conversion laws that still serve as a template for all such laws in all states? Why blame the BJP when it was originally the Kerala High Court that ordered the government to quote frame laws against love jihad and go outrage against the court, go outrage against Mahatma Gandhi, who said, and I quote him, if I had the power to legislate, I would stop all proselytizing. And finally, go outrage against Ambedkar, who said, quote, Dalits should not convert to Islam as it will denationalize them and the danger of Muslim domination will become real. Do you have the guts to do this?
Well, the fundamental question, okay, Monojit Mandal wants to respond to you very quickly, and I want to come back to you, Doctor, with a counter question.
My good friend, Dr. Ranganathan, talks about ethnic cleansing in Kashmir, and we all know the history. But I want to know, what is your government doing for the last 10 years to bring them back to Kashmir Valleys? The Pandits, they're still suffering.
Professor,
what you could do, you could just...
What kind of logic is that, Professor?
What kind of logic?
What kind of logic is that?
What kind of logic is that? Everyone knows what happened in early 1990s.
Well, one second. No. If you knew,
hang
on, if you knew, you were in power, so what did you do when you were in power? One second, Mr. Mondol.
How are you getting it conversion?
Okay, one second.
That happened because of terrorism.
No, one second. It didn't happen because of terrorism, it happened because of supremacism.
Yes. Thank you for saying it.
That happened because of insurgency.
Okay, don't blame it on somebody else. No, hang on. Don't always find the scapegoat, because as you've said, terror has no religion. So if terror has no religion, how can you blame it on terror? आप खुद तो consistency दिखाइए, sir. Terror has no religion, then how can you blame it on terror?
I'm saying that terrorist
has come on, Manojit Mondal. You people come here, you slip and flop according to which way the trade wind is blowing.
What I'm saying is a history. What is the government
slogan?
doing to
I want to come back to
Kashmir?
Okay, let's go back to a meaningful debate. This kind of sort of trolling should not be entertained at all, because this is not making a substantive point. What happened to Kashmiri Hindus? Why don't you send them back? I'm half of one viewer. Yes. I know what will happen. Just a minute. Because no one is asking the real question. No one is asking the real question, viewers. No one is asking the real question. What mentality or mindset gave birth to the Reliv, Galiv, Cheliv slogans, Dr. Ranganathan? Can you explain that to me? These were being chanted not by terrorists, but from mosques, from the keepers of the faith, which is supposed to be a peaceful faith.
And I'm very sorry to say this, because my good friend Professor Mondal has closed his eyes to what is happening in Bengal. Bengal is going to be another Kashmir. And then after 30 years, Professor Mondal will say, what did you do when all the Hindus of Bengal were driven out?
Hang on. This is a strong objection. This is the insult that you bring up on us. For the last 10 years, ever since you rose to some prominence in Bengal, this is the insult that you're giving to us, and people of Bengal are teaching you lessons because of that. You have been saying this narrative that Bengal is going to be Kashmir for the last 10 years. Last 10 years, you are saying this. Bengal has become Bangladesh for the last 10 years, and people of Bengal have taught you a lesson. Go on with this narrative, and people of Bengal will teach you a lesson in 2026 as well. And why I welcome this kind of narrative.
Excuse me.
I had debates about this.
One second. Manojit Mandol, don't mix up two issues.
I welcome
don't mix up.
To insult us.
No, the whole idea of demographic change is to capture power. So you're proving the point. How can anyone win when you start with 30% negativity? Anyhow, just a minute. I just want to open this up. Just a minute. I just want to open this up. I want to get in a legal and constitutional perspective also. And Ishkan Bhandari, I want to bring you in. You see, Ishkan Bhandari, look, when the constitution was formulated, etc., it was done out of good faith. People said that, okay, Article 25, this, that, the other, propagate freedom to preach, this, that, the other, is very good and necessary. We, after all, a progressive democracy. Is that article of faith now, just to use and pun on the word, is that article of faith being desecrated by bad intentions? And if it is so, which is pretty clear, because even Dr. Ranganathan is saying there's a very thin line between ethical and forced conversion. It's almost impossible to discern that line practically. Has the time come, therefore, to make a constitutional intervention and say, look, maybe the time has come to stop proselytization? I don't know.
Rahul, before coming to the law, let's come to the facts, because the facts are very stark and law addresses an evil or an anomaly in society. So what are the facts? In any country, anti-conversion law is sought by the minority, because the minority fears that the majority by brute force will convert us. We have seen what has happened in the region. Afghanistan, from 7 lakh to the Sanatan Dharam, is no longer living there. It's not a living community there. Maybe one few stores. What happened in Bangladesh? What happened in Pakistan? Now the fact is, in India, who wants an anti-conversion law and who opposes it? In the history of world, anywhere in the world, anytime in the world, I would bet we are the unique case where majority says, let us have an anti-conversion law. Let us not have people being converted by force or inducement or magical cure or by money coming in. And it's not only because we keep on discussing Bangladesh. An American was just captured and caught, rather, arrested by the police, because where was he coming from? What was he trying to convert in? How he was attacking Hinduism? That is all going to come out in the investigation. That is why we needed to have, on factual aspect, laws regarding foreign remittances being changed, because we saw money coming from abroad and not only from Middle East to propagate conversion activities in India. So these are the facts you have to deal with. Then we need to come to the law. So India is facing a multi-pronged attack on conversion. India is a unique country where majority says, let there be no forced conversions or conversions by inducement. Other countries, majority uses brute majority. They convert. Minorities want this law. So once this is the factual position is established, let's see what's to be done. To my mind, there is no doubt that if you try to propagate and try to convert people by these means, which are all dishonest means, you will create unrest in society. And we are seeing that unrest happening in society. Sometimes that unrest will lead to crimes. So we need to get it very clear. We need to shut all these attempts down. Some work has been done, which is regulating foreign money coming in, which is NGOs having to stick to specific purposes they have to come, which is to examine visas which people come in. Most frequently, people who come on tourism visa, business visa, end up doing all this propagation, end up doing all these conversion activities. That needs to be controlled. What needs to be controlled is any organized attempt where money is fed into the system, which comes out in various investigations, how rewards are given or financial incentives are given to convert people. So we need a comprehensive all India law to stop all these evil practices so that people can live with peace. Because if one person wants to convert and one does not believe in conversion, the end result is those not believing in conversion will keep getting plucked and will keep on resulting in demographic changes by conversion.
Okay, so basically we are saying that you can actually use the law to your advantage and facilitate an invasion by conversion, fundamentally. Dr. Ranganathan wants to make a point. I want to bring in Mr. Razak right after. Yes.
Yes, no, Ishkaran has made some brilliant points, but I'd like to add something that normally escapes attention of a lot of people. The issue is catastrophic because the Hindu candle is burning from both ends. The one end is this, as Ishkaran rightly said, the money is coming from abroad and the conversion racket is going on. But let's not tide over the other end. Our government is burning the Hindu candle from the other end by not removing the laws that are blatantly discriminatory and allowing the control of Hindu places of worship. Thereby, you have not the control of Hindu temples to start thousands of schools and colleges. Now, when you have poor people, they are obviously being enticed by mosques and churches because they will say, we will give you free hospital coverage, we will give you free education.
Right.
So you have the RTE Act and the control of Hindu places of worship burning the Hindu candle from the other side.
Okay, very quickly, yes, since you raised your hand, Mr. Bhandari, and I want to bring in Mr. Razak Khan. Yes.
Yes. Exactly what Anand is talking about is the inducement part. A poor person, if you are telling him we will get you admission in a school because we run the school and we have exclusive control over how we admit people in the school or hospitals, is that not inducement? And what is a person to do if he faces that quandary? That is why we need to have a holistic attempt and laws to prevent all of this at a pan-India level.
Well, maybe we should also have a social contract. Maybe the time has come. Maybe the time has come. Mr. Razak, let me ask you, if Hinduism isn't a proselytizing religion, it's not going to cause you any concerns on that account through conversion. Shouldn't other faiths voluntarily concede their right to propagate and preach their faith in good faith? Why not?
Rahulji, first of all these phrases, the idioms, the words that are being used, targeting the Christians and the Muslims.
Who's
that we
targeting,
are
sir? The
converting
opposite is
Hindus,
happening.
Absolutely wrong. Sir, it is very intriguing that the 80% of the majority community of this country is afraid of the 20% of the minority community. How can this be possible? See, in a country where we have 140 crore people, there might be some people who would change for love, who would change for something good, who would change by themselves, or maybe they like the other religion. But here, what is exactly happening is simply targeting the minorities that you are doing, that you are inducing, you are doing them some favors. I mean, the Chief Minister of Karnataka very rightly said, if you had equality in your religion, people wouldn't leave your religion. Which Hindu would want to leave Hindutva just for the sake of just one bag of
Rahul, I
rice?
completely condemn
just
this. Is
because
unacceptable.
one,
My gosh.
Rahul,
My gosh.
This
Hang on,
cannot
hang
go
on.
on unchecked.
My God, this is, I mean, if there was a concept
you
of
need
blasphemy,
to
this is
first
exactly the definition of
What the hell
that.
is going on here?
Doctor, please respond to him. Ishkan Bhandari raising his
the
hand.
words of the Chief Minister of
I mean,
Karnataka.
That doesn't mean they're right. That doesn't mean they're right.
This is pathetic.
I'm sorry, but he is behaving like a proverbial attack dog of Udaynidhi Stalin. He himself has taken it upon himself to eradicate Sanatan Dharma. I dare you. You are talking about inequality in Hinduism.
Sir,
Do you know about inequality in
please
Islam?
introspect. That is what I meant to say.
Answer.
I want to come in.
Are
I want to
Ahmadiyas
come,
Muslims? Are Ahmadiyas Muslims? Answer. Answer.
Sir, you introspect
Don't
what
be
is
scared.
happening in your
Don't
religion
be
and then come
scared.
back to Ahmadiyyas, Qadians.
Answer.
Sir,
you talked about inequality in
I
Hinduism.
am not
Is there
wrong when
inequality
I
in
am saying
Islam?
that there is no equality in Hindus. They are
Sir,
coming to other religions because
Sir, please,
there is
I'm
no
not going to give you a
equality.
platform
What's
to
going on
abuse
here?
the Hindu faith. There are problems, agreed.
No, we-
But you
I
also
am
have
not
problems
abusing
in
the
your,
Hindu
no,
faith,
you
sir.
also have
No,
problems
you
in your
don't
faith and in
consider-
your
This is
community.
wrong.
Please
Sir,
address
it
them.
is
The biggest
openly said on a
inequality is between
platform
men
by
and
the
women in
Chief
your faith.
Minister.
The biggest inequality is between men and women,
Sir,
50-50.
the elected Chief Minister
What are you
has
talking
said, I'm
about?
just- Sir,
Forget
the
about
elected
other
Chief
sects.
Minister has said this.
No, I'm
just
sorry.
repeating.
I'm sorry. I'm not going.
I
Listen,
am
the chief
just
minister can say
repeating.
anything he wants. He's not God.
He's a Congress chief minister.
This is the reality. Why don't you accept?
Is it not a
This
reality
is
in
the
your
reality.
faith?
Why don't you accept?
Is it not a reality in your faith? Sir, do you want to make this? Look,
why
this
are
is
your
the view,
people
viewers.
coming to
This
our
is the
faith?
problem. This is just
Why
a minute.
are
Just
your
a minute.
people coming to
There
our
is
faith
an
only for a
attempt.
bag of
No,
rice?
I mean, let's lower everyone's
You think
faders. I
people
don't
are
have much
coming-
time on this. 1 second. There has been an attempt, viewers. As I said, the responsibility of creating harmony is upon the Hindus only. Everyone else can keep provoking. They can keep going under the radar, converting, making the Hindu faith and other people's extremely insecure. What has happened in Bangladesh and Pakistan, viewers? Where is the minority community there? Statistically speaking, viewers, where are they? Yes, Dr. Ranganathan, quick point and I want to move on. Yes.
When he talks about equality in Islam and non-predatory nature, ask him what has happened in Pakistan and Bangladesh right now.
I'm asking. The person won't have an answer. He'll say that's their problem, their country. Their problem, their country. Listen, viewers, the fact is, I think the time has come when the onus of upholding, one second, sir, when the onus of upholding, yes, okay, Mishkan Bhandari, yes, before I move on, yes.
Justin, Rahul, this nonsense of saying that why is 80% scared of 20% and feeling all superstitious about it has to end. Because there is one fact which we need to address. If the 20% has guns, and laws are guns in democracy, if you have laws tailor-made where Hindu temples are taken over, where you have special rights and special privileges, and then using those laws, you drive certain benefits, and then you say, why is 80% scared of 20%? In India, from 47 till now, what population has increased as a percentage of the population? What has decreased? And what has happened in Pakistan and Bangladesh? It is due to favorable laws made for vote bank politics. Remove those laws, make it an equal field, and you would not need any anti-conversion laws then.
Okay, another hand going up. Yes, doctor.
Just 5 seconds. I never thought that while after what I've said, I would be proven right live on the panel. You know, when I talked about you have changing democracy through demography through conversion, and people slowly change the loving nature of India. This is right now an example. Mr. Razak, his grandfather was a Hindu, and look how rabidly Islamist he is.
Okay, well, I'll leave it at this. I'll just leave it at this, viewers. The point is the onus on maintaining harmony in society cannot only be upon the Hindus. The other communities need to reach out, specifically the Abrahamic faiths, because they see the world in black and white. They need to come to the table and say, okay, because the Hindus do not convert, we are also going to give up our right to convert. We will practice our faith, but we voluntarily submit. Will they do that, viewers? I don't know. Mr. Razak won't. Because harmony then doesn't matter. He's already nodding his head. I am never going to do that. So we will do it when we think we are in the majority, maybe. I don't know, viewers. I don't know. Why? Why is it that they don't need to give up their right to convert? After all, Hindus don't convert. We are living in peace. Anyhow, viewers, I want to move on. Because there has been a very, very important development. A lawyer attempted to throw his shoe at Chief Justice of India, B.R. Gavai. Thankfully, he was stopped before he could succeed. The act was shocking, unprecedented, and a reminder that violence has no place in a democracy. The Chief Justice of India has chosen not to act, even though the lawyer remains unapologetic. Listen to him.
परमात्मा ने जो करवाया वो मैंने किया, मैं करता नहीं, महज साक्षी हूँ। मैं बहुत ज़्यादा आहत हुआ कि 16 सितंबर को चीफ जस्टिस के कोर्ट में एक PIL किसी व्यक्ति ने दाखिल की, तो गवई साहब ने उसका जो है पूरी तरह से पहले तो मजाक उड़ाया। मजाक इन द सेंस कि ये कहा कि भाई आप मूर्ति से प्रार्थना करो, जाके आइडल से कहो कि वो अपना सर खुद रिस्टोर कर ले। जबकि हम देखते हैं कि यही चीफ जस्टिस बहुत सारे धर्मों के खिलाफ, जो दूसरे समुदाय के लोग हैं, आप सब जानते हैं वो लोग कौन हैं, उनके खिलाफ जब कोई केस आता है तो कोर्ट ने कह दिया आपने माहौल ख़राब कर दिया। लेकिन जब हमारे सनातन धर्म से रिलेटेड कोई मामला आता है या कोई भी मुद्दा हो छोटा मोटा, तो उसके ऊपर वो ज़रूर ऐसा कोई ना कोई ऑर्डर पास करते चली आ रही है ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट, जिससे कि मैं बहुत दुखी हूँ कि ऐसा इन्हें नहीं करना चाहिए। तो इन चीज़ों से लेकर मैं बहुत आहत था।
But the incident raises bigger questions. As you just heard, Dr. Rakesh Kishore, the lawyer in question, says he was triggered by the Chief Justice of India's remarks during a hearing a few weeks ago. The CJI told the petitioner, go and ask the deity itself to do something. When the petitioner sought the court's help in restoring a mutilated statue of Lord Vishnu in Khajuraho. Historical records show that the statue suffered during Mughal invasions, viewers, and that's what the Chief Justice said in open court. It was an oral remark. Many Hindus felt that the Chief Justice of India's comment crossed the line, suggesting that if the court cannot intervene, petitioners should appeal straight to God. For some, it seemed the court had mistaken Hindu tolerance for weakness. While the act of throwing a shoe is clearly unacceptable, Prime Minister Modi called it reprehensible. A section of the opposition and so-called rights activists tried to politicize it, polarize it, viewers. They labeled Dr. Kishore as a Sanghi terrorist with a Brahminical mindset, claiming he was targeting a Dalit Chief Justice of India. This is what the Congress president said. It reflects an attempt to intimidate and humiliate a man who has broken social barriers to uphold the constitution. Such mindless act shows how hate, fanaticism and bigotry has engulfed our society in the past decade. Past decade, viewers. Who was there in the past decade? Modi's government has come to power, so this is all increased under him. That's the insinuation. G. Parmeshwara, Karnataka HM. The Home Minister says committing such an act under the pretext of his comment on Sanatan Dharma is highly condemnable. Especially, I must say this, CJI Gawai hails from the Dalit community and his rise to such a high position is itself a remarkable achievement. M.A. Baby, more explicit, viewers. Shows how deeply, he says, the poison of casteism and communal hate is spread by Hindutva forces has seeped into our society, unquote. The opposition reaction forces questions. Is this attempt to link a random act of violence to Hindu faith mischievously polarizing? Ecosystem says that terror is no religion, so then why link a random act of hooliganism to a religion? Why look to polarize when Dr. Kishore himself says his actions were not motivated by caste and that he is not normally violent? While violence is wrong, has the state mistaken Hindu patience and tolerance for timidity? Aren't the courts particularly guilty of inconsistent and selective interventions that have disadvantaged Hindus? Not to say that that means that people start throwing shoes at judges who they don't agree with. Dr. Ranganathan, let me bring you in on this. Tausif Shah, leader of the PDP, is also there. They've also linked this to growing Hindu fanaticism. Karan Verma is also there with us. Doctor.
Rahul, I have done it before 2 days ago, and I unequivocally condemn this shoe-throwing planning incident against the Chief Justice of India. It's totally unacceptable. Violence is never an answer, especially to an oral remark or a debate. But, you know, the hypocrisy and double standards are just, I'm sorry, there's no other word for it, diabolical. It is amusing to note that those who rejoiced when BJP leader Sushil Rinku, Vishnuvardhan Reddy, Rekha Gupta, Bhupendra Yadav, Kangana Narot were slapped, beaten, stripped, had shoes hurled at them, are today demanding the arrest of Ajit Bharti for exercising his freedom of speech. Look, I reiterate, I condemn anyone who takes law into his own hands across the board, and when it is done by every politician or leader cutting across party lines. But these fake activists and usual suspects only highlight the cases selectively. Like right now, they are only saying that, look, this has happened because the Chief Justice was Dalit, without in fact knowing that the person who hurled the shoe at him or was planning to could also be a Dalit. Now, do these people ever highlight, for example, the arson and murder spree in Bangalore over alleged blasphemy by a Dalit? Or smashing an Ambedkar statue, brandishing swords and beating Dalit families after they protested a Muslim assaulting Dalit girl Sarita? Was that ever in news? Or nearly lynching Dalit Jayant Bhati, who wearing a Pathan suit, threatening death if he wore again? And these guys never outrage on the other incidents that happen. On, for example, the BSP selecting a candidate, a man who offered 51 crores to anyone who beheaded Charlie Hebdo journalists. Or when Mehbooba Mufti selects a rape accused as a candidate, or condones the death of Wani the terrorist, or when rape accused bishop is welcomed on the streets of Jalandhar by the church officials and believers, or when the ex-vice president presents an award to the PFI chief, or when a Congress MLA says he won't work for Dalits as they didn't vote for him, or when Congress Harish Rawat says those who kill a cow have no right to live in India, or when an SPG legislator slaps a woman entering Haji Ali, or when Congress legislators demand hanging of Kamlesh Tiwari, or when Yasin Malik is celebrated by Manmohan Singh, or when CM Stalin felicitates the man convicted in Rajiv Gandhi assassination, or CPIM leaders in their hundreds giving a rousing send-off to their convicted colleagues being sent to jail for pinning down RSS leader Master Sadanandan and sawing both his legs. Then it is not mainstreaming of violence. And in any case, do they not know that according to the latest NCRB report, a total of 57,789 cases of crimes against scheduled castes were registered across India. 28.7 per lakh SC population. Madhya Pradesh is ranked 1. But do you know which is ranked second? Rajasthan 69.1. And before you say it is a BJP ruled state, the data is of 2023 when Congress was ruling Rajasthan.
Let me just open this up. PDP leaders here with us. Mehbooba Mufti has again invoked Brahminical terrorism and this, that, the other. Let me ask you, Mr. Tausif Shah, thank you for joining us. Burhan Wani, a Hizbul operative, was described as a son of school principal and a social media icon. Ishrat Jahan, a 19-year-old college student, conveniently forgetting that she was a Lashkar-e-Toiba agent. Riaz Naiku, another Hizbul terrorist, was doggedly described as a maths teacher turned militant after persecution, unquote. But Rakesh Kishore is instantly branded a Brahminical terrorist who's opposed to Dalits. As Dr. Ranganathan says, the hypocrisy is replete. He's given you about 30-40 examples of when you all cheered attacks by extremist groups from different faiths on someone like the people that he mentioned, the whole list. So I want to ask you, why do you only see terrorists in one particular faith? Because otherwise for you, terrorism is no religion. Suddenly, Sanghi terrorist, Brahminical terrorist, Hindu terrorist, all Hindus seem to only harbor terrorists. No other religion can be associated to terrorism. How is this, sir? Can you explain to me? Or are you just trying to deliberately drive a wedge in Hindu society? Deliberately?
Mr. Rahul, first of all, I would just seriously like to condemn the act. Yes, this is a big constitutional collapse, and we'll see will judiciary rise to defend the constitution or not. We have seen, we have never used these words, what you were saying that the Hindu militants for this particular throwing of the shoe. Now, just let me tell you the angle which we were speaking about. What our member Mufti was speaking about is that when we have seen that there were many Muslims who have been jailed just for speaking against.
One second, sir. Your love for Dalits today, very well heralded.
We have always
Please,
been.
we should all, you always have.
Love for every religion.
Yes, yes. What is Article 370 about, sir? Who did it disenfranchise? Who did it call Valmikis, who were only supposed to be doing menial work? No. Where was the SC/ST commission set up in? Hang on, I'm asking you. No. All that you will forget. Then your Dalit welfare didn't come in anywhere.
Let me answer you. Just let me answer you. If you are speaking about Article 370, Article 370 was given to the state of J&K in 1947. The people, the Valmikis who entered the state of J&K, they were after giving the Article 370.
So what, sir?
So there was a clear provision in the law.
So what? Do you know the offensive words that were used in that article? You didn't have a problem with that. Did you set up an ST/ST commission?
No, but...
Did you, yes or no? Answer the question.
Answer the question. By the India. There was no amendment in it.
I'm asking you, Tausif Shah. Oh, by India, they were given by India. Look at this, viewers. Look at this separatism.
We have not done any amendment in the Article 370.
One second.
Except the government of India, which
did it. 1 second. Just instinct of Article 35A and Article 370 that they themselves nurtured, protected and said that if you scrap, there will be rivers of blood here. Could you please remind him? Let him give you a lesson, sir, since you are in denial.
No. I don't need lesson. I don't need lesson.
Then are you in denial? Are you lying here tonight?
I am a law-knowing person.
Okay, so then 1 second. Let Dr. Ranganathan just come in. Let him set the record straight. Are you going to allow him to speak or not?
Tell me.
Mr. Shah.
I myself have read Article 370. I know it word by word.
1 second. Give him 30 seconds. Give him 30 seconds, you can respond, Mr. Shah.
Look, Mr. Rahul.
Give him 30 seconds. Just give him 30 seconds. I know you know it all, but give him 30 seconds. Give him 30. Show your tolerance to somebody else. Yes.
I am always tolerant.
Doctor, go ahead. Doctor, go ahead. Yes.
Yes. No, Mr. Shah, please have the patience to listen to me. I was listening very patiently to you. Now, it is on record that Mehbooba Mufti said rivers of blood after the 370 article was abrogated. She even said that a flag other than the tricolor will fly if 370 was abrogated or not taken back its abrogation. These are facts. Now, if you're trying to deny it, I can't do anything. But please answer one thing. Is Hezbollah chief Nasrallah a terrorist? Yes or no?
Are we talking about the...
Answer now, Tausif bhai.
Just a second. If
Don't
we are
be
talking
scared.
about...
Answer. It's a simple question. Was Nasrallah,
yes.
whose funeral was condoned by Mehbooba Mufti, was he a terrorist?
You
Yes
answer
or
me a
no?
question. Would you answer me a question?
I will first you
Where,
answer me. First you
where
answer, I will
all the
answer any
rapists,
question.
just a
I've
second,
asked
just
you
a
one
second, please.
question. You answer
Just
me two
answer my
questions. I
one
will answer
question, then
four
I'll answer
questions
your
of yours.
question. Just
But
answer
please
my
answer
one
one
question, then
question.
I'll answer your
Was
question.
Hezbollah chief Nasrallah a
Uh,
terrorist?
I
Answer.
won't speak about Godse, sir. I won't speak about Godse.
नहीं बोलो.
Just tell me. Now
गोडसे
let
कहां से
me
आ गया? नसरल्ला की बात हो रही.
now
Rahul,
let
you
me
speak
answer
of that.
one question to you.
He
You
was
please
calling,
just
Hindu terror. I
let
asked
me
him a
put
simple
one.
question. Hezbollah
Sir,
chief
have some patience.
So
Nasrallah, was he
let
a
me
Please have some
terrorist?
widen
patience.
Yes or
this.
no?
Let me
Please
widen
have
this.
some
Let's
patience.
also
Please
get
have
Karan
some patience.
Verma and
Easy,
Sheikh
Now,
Amir.
yaar.
1 second. Let's
Cholo,
open
just
this
give
up.
me
We are not
30
going to
seconds,
get.
Mr. Rahul. Give me 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds. So take 30
Just give me
seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Mr.
Bad watch.
Ranganathan, just tell me one thing.
But
The
first you answer
rapist,
my question. Now, why should I tell you? You have
Arre,
not
Mr.
answered my question.
Ranganathan, I heard very patiently what you
But
said.
why you
We have
rattled?
had a debate already on.
Okay, just
We
a
have had
minute.
a very long debate on Nasrullah already.
What
You
do you
know,
want to say, Mr. Shah? What do
I
you want to
want to
say?
say what he was. He is relating the matter to Nasrullah. Let me remind him the rapist of that lady, Bilkis Bano, who were garlanded by the BJP.
There
What
you
would
go,
you
viewers.
call those
There you
garlanders
goes.
who garlanded them?
Sir,
What would
from
you
the
call
Supreme
them?
Court to
Expose
every
these
news
guys.
channel condemned it. I'm
Exactly.
now asking you, if you want
Now-
to get into this, I'm asking you, take a position on Nasrallah. Those were animals who did what they
Yes.
did. They
No,
were
let me
animals.
take a position.
You tell me,
No,
is
let me
Nasrallah
take
an
a
animal?
position of the Chief Justice
And
of
today
India.
is 7th
Is he an
Let me
October.
take a
Islamist
position
terrorist,
of the
yes or
Chief
no?
Justice of India.
And
No,
today
we have
is
to see
7th
that the
October.
person
My
is
God.
not yet
Viewers,
arrested.
just a minute. Lower his fader. 1 second. Everyone's just going to keep talking nonsense, viewers. The fact of the matter is very simple. You see terrorists only in one faith. Am I wrong, Karan? Am I wrong, Karan Verma? Look at the coinages. They usually say terror is no religion. I can show you 101. And look at Article 370. Subjugated Valmikis, Dalits,
Right.
didn't even give them permanent residency rights. This is the dignity that they were bestowing upon them, or the lack of
Even
it.
even basic laws like SC/ST Act weren't applicable in the valley.
Yeah.
And I'll just quote Mehbooba Mufti what she said when the Article 370 was abrogated. Darkest day in Indian democracy. And then when in 2023 the Supreme Court upheld it, she said this is nothing less than a death sentence for Jammu Kashmir and the idea of India. So trampling upon the rights of the Valmikis, of the Gurkhas, of the homosexuals, of those who had come from East Punjab, so many Sikhs, that for you was an affront to the idea of India. I mean, shame, and nothing can be more shameful than this.
Yeah.
But Rahul, I want to come to the larger point, the debate that we are discussing.
Yes. Just
You
a
know,
second, doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, we condemn what's happened, the hurling of the shoe, but we are not going to rationalize it because we are rational people. We are not going to rationalize this by saying that what the Chief Justice said actually set the country on fire. Because we remember what the Supreme Court had once said, almost rationalizing violence against Nupur,
Yes.
saying that her tongue has set the country on fire.
Yeah.
We will not make that grave mistake that the Supreme Court had made at that point of time. That's the difference between civilized, rational people and loose cannons and loose statements
Yes.
like that. So I hope the Supreme Court also takes notice of that. And it's not just one-off case, Rahul. There has been a systematic discrimination. Dr. Ranganathan has written about it in his books. Systematic discrimination against the Hindus. Right from making snide remarks like, do you know who was Periyar? When there was a complaint discussed in the court about the crimes committed against the Brahmins, the Supreme Court had the audacity, I would say, to say, oh, do you know who was Periyar? What kind of language is this? Are you trying to sprinkle salt on the wounds of the Hindus? If that is what you are trying to do, I am afraid you are calling for trouble. Though I condemn it, but please don't cross the line. Respect the sentiments when you
Yeah,
talk
then
of
patience can
secularism,
become a
it
burden.
includes Hindus.
Then patience can become a burden. Yes, doctor wants to show something, and I want to bring in Sheikh Amir for his pointed question.
Thank you. Thank you. This is QED ad infinitum. That is the reason, these people like the PDP leader out here, they are unapologetic Islamists. They are proud. Now, let me read this verbatim
Yes.
of what Mehbooba Mufti said exactly 1 year ago.
Okay.
Cancelling my campaign tomorrow in solidarity with the martyrs of Lebanon and Gaza, especially Hassan Nasrallah. We stand with the people of Palestine and Lebanon in the hour of immense grief. This was when the terrorist Hassan Nasrallah was eliminated. And Shah is proud of this. If Shah has any guts, if Shah actually condemns terrorists, let him condemn Mehbooba Mufti.
Anand?
Coward.
Mr. Anand,
This is
Government of
what you
India,
are.
stands with Palestine. Mr. Anand, you need to remind yourself and be reminded that government of India
अरे ये
has
हसन
always
नसरल्ला
standed
की
with
बात हो
Palestine,
रही
and
है.
anybody supporting the Palestine will stand
Viewers,
with it along with the
Hassan
government of India.
Nasrallah was not
not
part.
your version.
One second,
We
was
have
not
to see.
Hassan
No,
Nasrallah.
sir,
One second,
just a
lower his
minute.
fader. He's just talking complete gibberish, viewers. Hassan Nasrallah was not part, viewers, not part of the Palestinian movement. He was not a Palestinian as such. He was much beyond that. He was not an innocent bystander. He was a terrorist. It's like saying, I am today expressing shock and remorse at the death of Osama bin Laden. What was he fighting under? What was he fighting for? He was fighting for his faith, viewers, and the right to eliminate every Jew. So I'm just asking, and this is why I have a problem, and I want to bring in Sheikh Amir. Sheikh Amir, everyone is suddenly discovering this thing called Brahmanical terrorism and how Sanatan Dharma is a militant faith. So I want to ask you, Sheikh Amir, the ecosystem says, people like you say that terror is no religion. So then why link a random act of hooliganism, as condemnable as it is, to a religion? Why, sir?
Yes, Rahul. I was expecting this. Everybody who comes from BJP or linked with that ideology, believes in that ideology, they come and they say, yes, we condemn this attack, but then there is a but. Like Dr. Ranganathan said, but. And what's that but? This attack is not an attack on an individual. It's an attack on the institution of judiciary.
Mr. Sheikh, thank you for telling us this. Thank you for telling us this. We know this. We have condemned it. I have to ask you a question. Do you agree with this statement? Do you agree with this statement, sir? Just read. I'm reading out this statement. Just tell me if you agree with it or not. This incident shows how deeply the poison of casteism and communal hate spread by the Hindutva forces has seeped into society. Do you agree with this?
Whosoever has commented that, they know what they know. They have tweeted or commented.
If terror has no religion, what is Hindutva terror? Can you explain to me?
What I believe that.
No, what do you mean you believe? I'm telling you what you believe. You believe that terror has no religion. So then you should have no problems in condemning this statement. Why are you generalizing? Why are you painting the entire Hindu community on the back of some person who is irrational and has done something?
You are trying to make these or the Hindus of India make insecure. Feeling of insecurity. You are trying to imagine that.
Wow, viewers. Am I the one making the accusation? Viewers, the fact is the hypocrisy is replete here. The hypocrisy stares us in the face. They only need an opportunity to label the entire Hindu community as a militant fascist community. That's what they're looking for. And they have got it, courtesy this doctor who has done what he has done. Yes, very quickly, Dr. Ranganathan. Very quickly, and I want to move on.
Only Ranganathan, Dr. Ranganathan will speak.
How many? One second. How many puddings are we going to eat tonight? Let me start with another one. Will the PDP leader out here, who is waxing eloquent upon terror attacks and terrorism and Hindutva terrorism, will he today, as it happens, is the second morbid anniversary of the attack on Israel and Jews, innocent 1,400 Jews by Hamas. Does he condemn the genocide perpetrated by Hamas on 7th October on Jews? Yes or no? Bolo, himmat hai. Darna nahi.
Would you condemn the same attack on 7th of October 1923?
Do you condemn? Arey kuch to bolo.
Sir, why should I condemn? Why should I condemn? They are forcefully occupying. No, I'm not sealed. They are forcefully occupying Palestine.
There is whataboutery, there is hypocrisy. Only one particular faith in this country is linked continually with terror.
You stand with Israel.
And that is the Hindu faith, and this has been established here. This has been established here very clearly. Everything else is a reaction to an injustice. That's as simple as that.
Rahul,
I don't need to go on and on. Let's move on, viewers, because there is a disturbing story that I want to talk about. And let's open this up a little bit more to a more generic subject that concerns most of us, could set a precedent. Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta has made an allow green firecrackers Diwali will feel incomplete appeal to the Supreme Court ahead of a formal hearing that is going to take place tomorrow. Rekha Gupta says Diwali is a festival of joy without fireworks, feels incomplete, at least green crackers should be permitted in Delhi. The Chief Minister stressed that her government's appeal for fireworks during Diwali season, a time of the year when the city is blanketed in toxic smog and its people choke on pollutants, balances festive sentiment with environmental responsibility. This is, of course, coming from the BJP state government that had opposed the AAP on the same question and said that it had done a horrible job of managing pollution in the city. But let's just open this up. It's an interesting conversation. Dr. Ranganathan, we also have with us Mr. Ravi Srivastava, who supported the AAP and its bid to ban crackers during Diwali, which of course went up to the Supreme Court and it reinforced that ban. But I want to ask you, Dr. Ranganathan, is this a step in the right direction when we sort of, in some ways draw a binary between faith and fresh air? Let's put it like that.
That is beautifully put. But I have to say this, Rahul, only in India can all pillars of our democracy, legislature, executive, judiciary, and the media, step aside and watch as firecrackers are banned on Diwali, but 35 million tons of stubble is happily burned during the same month. Only in India can thousands of trees be cut during Christmas, or fireworks allowed during New Year celebrations, or when Kejriwal came out on bail. Because apparently only Diwali is increasing the carbon footprint and contributing to pollution. The rest are purifying the environment. But away from the hypocrisy of it all, this is an issue that needs to be addressed scientifically. Why are firecrackers allowed to be burst in the open at all? Number one, look, let's go by science. And science proves that pollution caused by firecrackers is shockingly harmful. What results from a firework celebration are alarmingly toxic materials like arsenic, mercury, cadmium, unreacted sulfur, lead, chromium, besides ozone, a greenhouse gas, and percolate that can severely affect the functioning of thyroid. I have said this before and I repeat. Firecrackers are immensely harmful, and like the stubble burning farmers, you have no right to expose others to this harm. Number two, common sense tells you that if millions of people burst firecrackers in a limited period of time, either on some festival or on the New Year's Eve, it will produce harmful gases. Why do you want to savor joy at the cost of others? You want to burn firecrackers? Go ahead. Provided you are by your own, inside your house, behind closed doors, away from your near and dear ones. So light up a cigarette PM 2.5 139 mcg per meter cube, or a full jadi PM 2.5 10,390 mcg per meter cube, or a snake PM 2.5 64,500 mcg per meter cube, or a hazar ki ladi PM 2.5 38,540 mcg per meter cube, or a chakri PM 2.5 9,490 mcg per meter cube inside your closed house. You want to call this a celebration? Fair enough. It is your right, your money, your life. But don't celebrate at the cost of others. When will we learn from what science tells us?
Okay.
When will we do a cost-benefit analysis of our religious and cultural practices? Pure luck that ozone layer depleting chlorofluorocarbons weren't considered holy communion, or they would never have been banned.
Okay. So, Ravi Srivastava, let's extend that logic and say that, okay, if Diwali crackers need to be banned, then why shouldn't crackers completely be banned? At all times of the year, 365 days of the year.
Good evening, Rahul. I am absolutely on the same lines what you are talking. And my view is here that no holy book tells, because I have been told...
No, that is all fine. We know. Neither am I saying that, sir, it is prescribed anywhere. I'm only asking you, Ravi ji, then why didn't the AAP, the party that you support, ban crackers, celebrations all through the year, New Year's, any other function, Guru Purb, there are so many Eid. Crackers are marriages, wedding seasons, crackers go off. Why weren't they banned all through the year?
AAP was very much in favor of banning all kind of crackers.
Through the year, no. All kind of crackers, yes.
All kind of crackers and all
Bhai, Kejriwal, when he came out of prison, laddies were, I can show you those pictures. In fact, I tweeted.
About an isolated incident.
Isolated incident. Sir, principles are not in isolation.
Diwali is celebrated by crores of people, and there were 100 followers who were celebrating it in a jail release.
Well, viewers,
that too was an
I'll tell you what
illegal
people
kind
will
of way.
say. People will say the amount of pollutant caused by Diwali singles it out for greater blame than any other day of the year. So therefore, Diwali must be singled out. As Dr. Ranganathan says, okay, fine, you want to do it in your homes, but also then maintain a standard and say that crackers are bad, period. We are not going to burst them throughout the year. Let's see other parties' viewers walking that talk, and they never will. I'll leave it at this.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Colleague now joins us, getting us all the latest from on ground in Patna. Aman, hectic parleys there going on in both camps. What have you gathered? Tejasvi has made it very clear that it is him versus Nitish Kumar. Whether the Congress likes it or not, he is the chief ministerial face of that Gathbandhan. But whether or not the Congress gets as many seats as they want, that's something that will have to be looked at. And the same goes for the NDA side as well.
Well, Poonam, yes, this is a very strange situation, I would say, and it happens every time in Bihar. Elections have been announced yesterday, but neither of the alliances have their seat distribution decided. And within the next 10 days, for the first phase, the nominations have to be filed. So time is really at a premium here. Hectic parleys on in Patna as well as Delhi. I've been to the offices of JDU and the RJD and the BJP today. They are thronged by people who are seeking tickets, coming there to meet the leaders and lobbying for their tickets as such. But that said, I think the troubles in the NDA are still lesser than the troubles in the Mahagathbandhan. Look at the NDA calculation. What I'm hearing is that both the BJP and the JDU want to contest more than 100 seats apiece. That means on the assembly of 243, only about 40 seats are left for the allies. Now, will it be Chirag Paswan getting half of those 40 seats? That seems to be very likely. About 7 to 8 seats going to Mr. Manchi, another 7 to 8 seats maybe going to Upendra Kushwaha, and maybe 20 to 22 seats to Chirag Paswan. That is the formula in the NDA which seems to be getting finalized so far. I think we'll know more in the next couple of days. On the Mahagathbandhan side, however, the troubles are bigger because the RJD contested over 140 seats the last time. It will have to contest lesser seats this time, maybe 135 odd, and give lesser to the Congress also, about 55 to 60 seats, because Congress strike rate last time was not very good. They have a problem of plenty because they also have the VIP party, which is asking for a lion's share of nearly 60 seats. They're not going to get that much, most probably less than 20 seats. Also, the left party, which had a very good strike rate the last time, want at least 45 seats. So I think the RJD is trying to bring them down to about 35 seats. Tejasvi Yadav is holding a very important meeting in Patna today evening as we speak, with the left leaders, with all the Congress party as well as the VIP party. And tomorrow there is a Congress meeting in Delhi in which the final formula could be decided. But overall, I think the NDA is fighting this election, Poonam, on the issue of development. In the morning, I went and saw the Patna Metro, which was thrown open to the people today. They are show-causing these cases. Right now, I'm standing at the Jayaprakash Narayan Ganga Path, in Patna. This is called the Patna's Marine Drive. People come here for a picnic in the evening to go on to a cruise in the Ganga River. These are things which are unheard of in Bihar maybe a decade, 2 decades ago. So the removal of the Jungle Raj, the installation of good law and order is something that the NDA is contesting this election on, while the RJD is still harping on the issue of the SIR and saying that the Chief Minister is not in the pink of his health.
Right, and speaking of the development push, Aman, you did, like you pointed out, you did witness what the Patna Metro is doing. It was thrown open to the public a day after the Chief Minister Nitish Kumar inaugurated it yesterday. Let's take a look at what exactly the Patna Metro aims to achieve in election season.
Viewers, ahead of the crucial elections, my colleague Aman Sharma reports from the battleground Bihar, where Patna Metro is thrown open to public a day after Chief Minister inaugurated it. Listen to the reactions as the NDA in the state presents its development report card.
So this is the new Patna Metro, and this is perhaps the first set of passengers which are traveling to the Patna Metro, because this has been opened for passengers only today. This is among the first ones. We are here today morning in Patna. तो पटना में मेट्रो कितना बड़ा बात है?
ये तो बड़ी हम लोग की खुशखबरी बात है बिहार वासियों के लिए। ये नीतीश सरकार की अभी तो ट्रायल हुआ है और अब फर्स्ट दिन है कि सेकंड दिन हम लोग को चल रहा है मेट्रो। हम लोग चाहते हैं कि और इसमें डेवलप हो। अभी बहुत सी इसमें त्रुटियां हैं अदर स्टेट की मत अकॉर्डिंग, तो देखते हैं कि कितना डेवलप होता है। हम लोग तो नहीं जान रहे थे कि इतना जल्दी डेवलप हो जाएगा और मेट्रो चलेगी बिहार में।
पटना में तो लोग मैं देखा टूटी फूटी बसों में यहाँ वहाँ जाते हैं, तो ये तो बिल्कुल ही एक अलग चीज है।
हाँ, ये तो अलग है। देखिए आप खेमनी चक बाईपास कहीं भी ले लीजिए 90 फीट से, अगर आपको ट्रैफिक जाम मिलेगा, उससे सुविधा ये मिली है। हाँ, थोड़ा सा त्रुटियां हैं अभी, लेकिन वो धीरे धीरे वो भी ठीक हो जाएगी।
And this is just a first 4.9 kilometer long corridor. The ride is just 10 minutes. We'll slowly have a total 32 kilometer long corridor in Patna by 2027, when you'll see this metro project really changing the.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Colleague now joins